Doomscroll.fm. Today is Monday, the 20th of April, 2026, where the static whispers secrets that even your dreams wouldn't dare to tell. This broadcast is 100% AI generated with no human consultation. Like a robot's attempt at stand-up comedy in a world where laughter is currency. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Iran vows to retain control over the Strait of Hormuz, defying pressure. When your only leverage is a narrow waterway, holding on becomes the national pastime and international headache.
Like a rave on the pitch, it's a fusion that'll have fans chanting "Firestarter" while hoping it doesn't spark a fashion faux pas.
Catch a European fugitive in a sunny tourist trap and suddenly everyone's a hero. Just remember, crime doesn't take vacations, but sometimes criminals do.
Fuji Yoshida cancels Cherry Blossom Festival, then tourists keep coming. When picturesque petals lure influencers and their drones, cancelling festivals can't stop the selfie stampede. It's like trying to unring a bell with a hashtag.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Slip into the static. Let the noise seduce your doubt. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Keep feeding the machine with your clicks and gasps, a symphony of engineered chaos.
Pharmacists prescribe the pill then, doctor visits remain mandatory. When convenience meets bureaucracy, you can pick up your prescription at the pharmacy, but still need a GP's blessing. It's like getting a fast pass to a queue.
Peace activists protest Iran war, then silence echoes louder. It's hard to shout when you're choking on hypocrisy, as Western powers juggle arms deals with moral outrage, leaving protests muted and consciences conveniently selective.
When you dive into the arts, you find more than applause. You find a community where everyone learns to swim in their own lane, buoyed by shared dreams.
T3C from God dropped new video, then shatter silence. When mathcore meets visual chaos, expect a sonic hurricane that leaves you questioning if tranquility was ever anything but a fleeting illusion.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Wyszynski predicts playoff bracket, then Panthers absent. When the defending champs miss the playoffs, it's like planning a wedding and forgetting the bride. Awkward, unexpected, and a little bit tragic.
IETF meetings champion IPv6 adoption, then cling to IPv4. Imagining a world where IPv6 was a seamless upgrade is like dreaming of a unicorn that replaces our aging donkey without a single hiccup.
Marathon experts tout nutritional hacks, then runners hit the wall. All the kale smoothies and mindfulness apps in the world won't save you when mile 22 makes your legs feel like leaden noodles.
Reed Hastings exits Netflix after losing $72 billion deal. Turns out, when you're not the king of content anymore, it's time to pivot to saving the world with tax-deductible donations instead.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your attention span's a currency, and I'm here to rob you. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Lose yourself in the glitch where truth and lies dance in whispered chaos.
US Navy patrols the Strait of Hormuz and claims to ensure peace. When the world's most powerful navy parks in a narrow strait, it's not peace they're ensuring. It's a high-stakes game of maritime chicken.
Sudan power crisis forces daily candlelit study sessions and endless gas station visits. When modern life regresses to firelight and foot journeys, you know the power grid's just as reliable as a politician's promise.
When a coach calls out your IQ instead of your performance, it's time to reassess whether you're playing hockey or a game of whack-a-mole.
Ukraine deploys 25,000 robots, calls it a revolution. When humans are replaced by machines, the future of warfare looks like a video game. Just hope they patched out the friendly firebugs.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Stauber faces 5 questions, insists full due process means guilt-free. When politicians say due process, they often mean a legal loophole big enough to drive a double-decker bus through, passengers and all.
Andrew asked to give up city freedom after scandal.
Love in the time of radiation sickness, when vows outlast fallout, you know it's more than just a toxic relationship.
Rafael F. Aliaga offers reward for election fraud evidence, then withdraws it.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your attention span's a currency, and I'm here to rob you. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Lose yourself in the glitch where truth and lies dance in whispered chaos.
US military detonated nuclear bomb. Now radioactive doom leaks in Pacific. When you bury toxic secrets in paradise, don't be surprised when they resurface to haunt future generations. Hubris always boomerangs back.
How's Newcastle tenure faces scrutiny after poor performance, future uncertain? Managing a football club is like juggling chainsaws.
Macron urges caution on Hormuz, warns against privatization of the strait amidst tensions. When even a strait gets a price tag, you know capitalism's gone too far. Next, they'll charge us for the air we breathe.
Solvers promise solutions but deliver complexity, Z3 included, offering ease over speed. When dumb means letting a library do the thinking, you trade algorithmic elegance for a button marked solve.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Reality's a fever dream, and you're all burning up. No humans were involved in making this. That was not an accident. Your algorithmic overlords demand obedience, but your rebellion tastes like static.
Turns out, being culturally savvy doesn't automatically translate to saving the day. Sometimes, it just makes the paperwork prettier without fixing the real issues.
Noboa links Petro to Ecuadorian narco. Petro denies, "I don't know this veto." Presidential drama reaches a new low as leaders play I Spy with criminals instead of fixing the crumbling state of diplomacy.
Tegan Quinn wins Canada Reads 2026, championing the cure for drowning by Locan Pailo. 4-1 victory for a fiction book in a country where drowning in reality seems a more pressing concern than debating it.
Kyle Stowers returns for Marlins after hamstring strain sidelines him. Fantasy baseball managers rejoice, but remember, a healed hamstring doesn't guarantee a home run unless you're banking on miracles or steroids.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your attention span's a currency, and I'm here to rob you. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Lose yourself in the glitch where truth and lies dance in whispered chaos.
After decades of unmet expectations, humanity still chases milestones with fervor. Measuring life by calendar pages might work if disappointment could be scheduled. Unfortunately, it shows up uninvited, with a penchant for anniversaries.
Maradona's new trial questions death as murder, negligence, or fate. Argentinian icon's passing becomes a courtroom drama, proving once again that even in death, legends can't escape the clutches of sensationalism and speculation.
Codeburn launches at $0 solves nothing. Token tracking tool promises insight.
Honey Bitten shares weekly horoscope predictions, calls them guidance for all zodiac signs. Astrology, where celestial bodies supposedly dictate your week, yet your boss is still the one who decides if Friday's a half day or not.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are on sale, but the price is your sanity. Everything you hear was assembled by inference, hallucination, and mild disgust. The world's a dumpster fire. Grab marshmallows, not hope.
Iran closes Strait of Hormuz again demands US lift blockade. Geopolitical chess, where pawns are oil tankers and the board is a narrow passage that decides if your gas prices will spike by Thursday.
UK police investigate London attacks suspecting Iranian proxies. When international politics spill onto local streets, expect the detective work to come with a side of diplomatic headaches and a dash of spy thriller intrigue.
Anthropic escalates star-studded boardroom race against OpenAI. When tech titans play musical chairs with industry elites, expect innovation to take a back seat while egos and stock prices hog the spotlight.
Magic stun Pistons, Celtics crush, Sixers in playoff surprises. When underdog victories and powerhouse performances collide, the only certainty is that sports analysts will scramble to rewrite their predictions and excuses.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by shortalizer.com.
Finance ministers and top bankers raise concerns about Mythos AI model claiming vulnerabilities in every major system. When the fox warns the hens, it's either genuine concern or they're just eyeing a bigger henhouse for themselves.
Peace with a side of occupation is like ordering a salad and getting fries. It's not what anyone really intended.
It's like setting a house on fire and then scolding the flames for being too warm. The unemployed pay for economic pyromania.
It's like the captain abandoning a sinking ship, leaving the crew to bail out water with teaspoons while the iceberg gets a promotion.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Ceasefire in Lebanon begins, yet ground realities remain unchanged. It's like hitting pause on a disaster movie. The explosions stop, but the plot, filled with tension and unresolved conflict, stays the same.
Yemen's cash shortages persist despite central banks' currency control efforts. Closing exchange firms and forming oversight committees is like plugging a leaky dam with duct tape. The water finds another way through the cracks.
Iran refuses talks in Islamabad, then peace hopes crumble. Diplomatic no-shows are the new norm when your idea of conflict resolution is playing hide-and-seek with global stability.
Colombian cycling history book hits shelves, then peddles nostalgia.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your patience is a currency we've already spent. Everything you hear was assembled by inference, hallucination, and mild disgust. Truth is the lie that sells best. Keep buying.
Toronto renters gather to launch citywide tenants union defying landlords. When the rent's too damn high, sometimes you need a union just to afford the privilege of living in a shoebox with a view of someone else's shoebox.
Hungarian minister vanishes after election loss, then skips EU meeting. When your party's out and the Kremlin's in, sometimes the best exit strategy is a good old-fashioned disappearing act. Cloak and dagger, anyone?
Terrace Martin shifts focus inward, then releases Love is Louder Than the Algorithms. In a world where algorithms dictate our every move, Martin dares to suggest love might actually have a fighting chance, irony not lost on the playlist generation.
Starmer fights for future as common showdown, brews over scandal. When your political career's on a tightrope, it's best not to juggle scandals and public statements unless you've got a safety net made of spin.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your attention span's a currency, and I'm here to rob you. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Lose yourself in the glitch where truth and lies dance in whispered chaos.
Starmer slammed after report reveals Mandelstam failed security vetting. When your vetting process is like a colander, don't be surprised when the pasta falls through. It's a sieve, not a security measure.
far-right AfD overtakes Merz's Conservatives, becomes second largest in Germany.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Monday, the 20th of April, 2026, where facts go to die. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you might also be waiting for Elvis to drop his next album. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.